Early morning. Sun's peeking its way through the clouds. There's a rowing crew already making headway on the Charles River. I love mornings like this. Love the feeling of the air, still a little brisk, not quite ready to give itself over to summer. The rowing crew is going full bore. I feel like shouting, "Go team!" or something like that. But I hold back. This is Boston, after all. We don't quite do that. Not unless you've done an Irish and are hungover from the night before. I run, keeping pace with the river. The trees are in bloom. The grass is neat. It is a perfect spring day. My brother and I used to run down this road. We'd make it as far as the old bread and circus, stop in, grab some croissants to reward ourselves, race on back. We were creatures of routine. My brother was the better athlete. I've always been something of a lagabout. If it were up to me, I'd still be sleeping in and putting the coffee on, but he pushed me. Still does. Even now, after everything. We don't talk about that day much. Don't really have to. It's there. All the time. The rowers are way, way ahead. The river's gleaming. I promise myself I'll be good and get a bagel instead. Once I get to the old bread and circus, which I know is Whole Foods now, but I still love bread and circus, love the name, grew up with it. I'm going fast, but the rowers are going faster. There are a few others, runners out. Most of them I recognize. It's a pretty regular scene here. We don't really say hello to each other, but it's sort of like we're friends. The guy in the yellow jacket, the one in the red, the girl in the blue. Every morning we pass each other on this road. The girl in the blue is ferocious. She is way faster than all of us. Don't know how she does it. Must be training or something. I've always wanted to ask, but, well, we don't do that anymore. Not since the day. Actually, a few days after the day, I remember the guy in the yellow staring at me at the market. He wouldn't remember that, but I do. I was talking to my cousins in the Ukraine, checking in, saying hello, hoping they were okay. It's been a bloody mess there. Worse now. The guy in the yellow stares at me, thinks I'm speaking Russian or Chechen. He's full of hatred. At first I don't notice. I was too busy getting caught up with what my cousins were saying. They talk fast and my Ukrainian is rusty at best. Then I realize he's kind of fixated on me. Kind of right in my face. I looked at him, said, "You okay, man?" He backed away, but I could tell he was still full of hate and fear. I was like, he thinks I'm that kid. Related to that kid. Those kids that did that terrible, terrible thing. The kids who messed up my brother's life and the lives of so many others here in Boston. I shouted, "Ukrainian! My family's Ukrainian!" The people in the cafe section of the market looked around. There's not much shouting at the old bread and circus on Sunday mornings. The guy in the yellow went down the bread aisle. Everybody else carried on with their day. I checked back in with my cousins. They were on Facebook and tweeting like crazy and rattling on a mile a minute. They so wanted me to visit. I told them, soon. Soon. Well, it was going to be soon, and then May Day happened. It's still happening, and well, it got complicated. The girl in the blue is out of sight. Don't know where she's gone. Maybe she went down the other path. I'm a good runner, but I tend to get distracted, even now. I was supposed to be running that day, actually, but I'd gotten this awful bout of food poisoning the night before and I pulled out. My brother, though, yeah, he ran. He was doing good. Not in the lead, wasn't like that, but he was holding his own when, well, we all remember that day, don't we? Here in Boston. I don't know sometimes. It's been a little over a year and it seems like it was hundreds of years ago already. My brother lost his legs. Shrapnel went right through them. Docs did what they could, but they said it was best to amputate. We were like, okay, you're the experts here. We're just, people. He was a good runner, though. Better than me. Always better than me. He's back in school now. Going to be a vet. Wants to work with animals. Says animals are better than people. Me, I love running. I love that feeling you get when you're past tiredness. Right as you're going past the Charles River, past everything, and this other thing inside you kicks in, and you're flying.